Good morning, YouTubers. John Gilkison, Aerostealth here. It is Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, and I just bought a new bike, and it's this one. This is a Velotrec Fold 1 Plus. It's an electric bike. You can go on YouTube and you'll see videos on it if you want to find out about it. And the reason I wanted to buy it was because I used to own this trike here, which is a Cat Trike 559. I had it for about a year and a half, and I decided, although I really liked the bike, number one, it wasn't electric. I wanted an electric bike also, and it would have cost me a couple $1,000s to just upgrade the Cat Trike to electric drive. And I was having trouble transporting it, as you can see, because of the size. I have a pickup truck, and I'd have to put it in the back of the pickup truck, which is doable, but we have a fifth wheel trailer, and there's a fifth wheel hitch that sits in the back of the truck that weighs a couple 100 pounds. And so you have to have that out of the truck to transport the bike. And then this reduced my riding, because I live way out in the country, and the roads around my house out here in the country, it's 55-mile-an-hour highway out by my driveway. It's just not, I don't feel safe riding on those, and especially with a recumbent which sits down low. And so I transport it to the trails in town and ride there. Many of the trails have these posts, they're sunk in the ground. They're removable, but they have locks on them, and that's to stop vehicles from riding on the bike trails, like ATVs and such. However, my recumbent bike could barely squeeze through them. I'd have to slow down to like a mile an hour to go through each of these series of posts. And I could ride in a park and out on a highway, and that was about it. And so the recumbent, I didn't really like selling it because I took a haircut on it, but I just needed to get a bike I could ride more often and could ride from home, and it needed to be electric drive. And what I figured out was, I have shoulder problems and wrist problems and so forth, and the bike I used to own, a safety bike, two-wheel bike, I'd have to lean forward, and my weight of my upper torso was on my wrist and arms, and my hands would fall asleep and stuff while I was riding. And so that's the reason I ended up getting a recumbent. But it turns out not to be necessary with the bike that I'm showing you here. You can sit upright on it. You don't have to lean over and put your weight on the now those are only 20-inch wheels, but they're fat tires. They're 3 inches wide. And it has a front suspension, and I got a seat post for the bike also that has a suspension built into it, because the rear of the bike doesn't have a suspension. And it's got a 750 watt motor and a 600 watt-hour battery, and they claim it's up to 45 miles of range throttle only, and up to 68 miles if you're pedaling, which is probably a bit on the enthusiastic side. But anyway, the reason I wanted to shoot the video is I haven't got the bike yet, so I can't shoot a video around it. But what I've done is I've created a page on my Echo Motor Garage page for tracking my MPGs of my pickup truck and my electric car, and I'm going to track the MPGEs of the bicycle. And I've already even posted a hypothetical based on their reports of 45 miles of range throttle only on a 600 watt hour battery. Turns out that if that's true, that would be around 1,500 miles per gallon. And in theory, of course, if you went 68 miles, I'd have to do the math on that, but that's probably at least 2,000 miles per gallon. So this is kind of reporting I want to get into. I mean, a half a kilowatt hour to go, 40 to 60 miles. That's pretty energy efficient. And although you're not going to do over 20 miles an hour to get that kind of range. However, that's reasonable. We live about 25 miles from town, so it would be about an hour's ride to get to town. And I'm probably going to end up getting a spare battery for it, so I can, if I wanted to go to town and come home, I could. Although in theory, this bike has enough range to do that with one battery. Also, I have a battery pack so I can haul along to charge it, but it takes 6-7 hours to charge the battery from a low state of charge. So that's really a spare battery is what you need to extend the range. So there you have it. I'm going to let you go for now. I said I took a haircut, but this bike has a lot of features that I like. And I have test ridden one of these kinds of bikes. So for example, it has turn signals. You can operate it in cadence mode or torque mode. It has a color LED screen. It's got really good disc brakes. Lights and tail signals operate off the battery. It has an 8-speed Shimano transmission. I could literally get a rear seat and pegs and stuff and put it on the back of this to take my grandchildren for a ride. So I think I'm going to enjoy this bike a lot more, and it's going to be a lot more transportable. I can put it in the back of my truck, in the back seat area, just roll it in there. And we've even gotten a ramp for that purpose. The bike is a folding bike also, so I can fold it up and put it in the back of my car. As a matter of fact, we're going to pick it up on June 10th in Tucson, because that's where I ordered the bike through Puma Street bicycle shop in Tucson. And I'm going to pick it up there and fold it up and put it in the car and bring it home. So I'll be able to do a follow-up video on this preliminary video for you after June 10th. So everybody take care, and we'll see you down the bike trails, everybody. Bye-bye.